Rafael and his family immigrated here from Brazil a few years ago, and he immediately became a member of BTN. And you kind of know about his business and what he does, and I hope to get to know Rafael a little better this morning. Good morning, Rafael.
Yes,
welcome to BTN Network.
Yeah.
So, as we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into construction?
I'm a second generation. Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Welcome, guests, and welcome North Cal members. Good to have you here and see you guys. I'm a second generation builder. My father started real estate developments in Brazil in early 70s. And as his kid and going around the job sites all my life, I started working with him, and then I started doing the developments with him. It's been I started in 1991, and when he retired in Brazil, and there was a lot of things going on in Brazil, the big players are buying all the land, and we have some difficulties with our business model. And my wife and I always had this passion for California. We both live here as a single. Was a decision that if we're not going to continue with this, we have to do a big shift in the business in Brazil. We're going to California. So in 2017, we got here. And when I got here, and old dogs never learn new tricks, right? So that's all I knew, construction. So I started researching what was going on here, and then there's a bigger shortage of housing here, and the people complaining about the lack of land. And I noticed immediately that the way California was developed was a lot of single-family zoning and not so many multi-family zoning. And there's 10,000 square feet lots with 1,000 square feet homes on it. So there is a lot of land, but in hands of just a few people. So that's why people start to building these ADUs first illegally, because there was no advantage at all to do it. But then, of course, the government saw this opportunity to collect more tax money, and the lawmakers started to create a law around the ADU. So the law started on 2017, at the same time that I got here in California. So since then, a lot of things changed in favor, incentives for the ADU construction, because if you do a big development, you have a lot of bureaucracy, hearings. It takes time to be able to provide a housing, but the ADU comes from a single individual, and it's faster, and that's why it's so popular nowadays, and it's growing a lot. So that's what I've been doing: design and build the units for the homeowners.
Yeah, it's a really cool story. Rafael and his family are a real example of the American dream. You know, they came over here, and I got to give him a little prop here. He has become a subject matter expert. This guy literally teaches about ADUs at USC, and he does masterclass type events where people can come and learn for free about ADUs, and Rafael has really made himself an expert with a lot of credibility. So Rafael, tell us a story about an ADU situation, and maybe there was another contractor that the homeowners had to choose between. Think about one where they chose you, and tell us why you think they chose you.
Okay. There's one project that that was a hard one to get, because there's more than one contractor. That's me, two more contractors, and we did all the site, the site walk, the site inspection. We talked with, how it works to, first contact with the homeowner, and then we got all the bid ready to go and present the proposal, and then I end up winning that bidding. And before the homeowner gave me the signature of the project, he and his wife, and a tip that I learned in my life: the big decisions happen when the wife is together. If you look at the wife and she's okay with that, it's going to be a done deal. Other than that, it will be you have to consult with the boss. So That's what I learned, and both of us together, and they said, you know, we choose you. You're not the cheapest, but we choose you because of the process you have, and we like the way you organize things, the way you present the proposal, all the information in advance. And I try, because I'm doing the construction for so many years, I know exactly what happened in the job site. I know the problems that I'm gonna have with the subcontractors. It just changed the nature of the problem, but how it's gonna happen, it's all the same. And I know the fears of the homeowner. So every ADU is the same thing, so you kind of learn. And if you pass all this information before the job started, you make things clear to the homeowner and feel safe, let's put it that way. Say, okay, let's go with you. And so the more information, the better before we start.
Yeah, I think BTN members and then guests will know that one of the things you'll hear is a phrase coined by Paul McKelvey is trust through transparency, right? And so your process builds in transparency, both in terms of anticipating potential problems, but also laying out all the information for them, so that even though you're not the cheapest, they're like, okay, I trust this guy. I see all the information in front of me, and I know Paul does his project very similar. So if any of us in here were thinking about doing an ADU, or maybe someone who watches this clip, well, give us like the top 3 tips that you would share with us if we were thinking about doing an ADU.
Okay, I'll try to. I have one big tip in my mind.
One is fine.
Yeah, and I think is when you start an ADU, what do you normally? I'm gonna ask you, Chad, if you want to build an ADU, what would the first thing you would do?
Decide where I'm gonna put it.
Okay.
Probably.
And then Paul, what do you do if you decided to build an ADU and you're not from the industry, you don't know anything about construction? What would the first thing you would do?
Well, I think it would depend on, what am I gonna use it for? If it's family, then I'm looking at, okay, how much can I afford? If I want to get some rental income out of it, I'd start running some numbers, right? And say, all right, how much is this gonna cost? How much can I rent this for? And so it would really depend, but that's what I would do, is get a budget together.
Yes, and we talk about information, right? We need information before we start. And normally the homeowners, when they need the information, what do? You're in a bar or at the beach, and then I know an architect like Simon. So call Simon. Simon, I want to start an ADU. What should I do? And Simon can give the perspective of the architect of the ADU. And then Simon, I hope he will do that, refer me as a contractor to get information regards the construction. But the process could be the other way around, like a guy approached me and asked, and then I have to send to Simon, and so this back and forth, and then a real estate agent to get the numbers you need to put in the budget. That you need to talk with a lot of people to get the information you need. So I think the more information you get, the better to start the project. And what we think we're helping the homeowners now is that our process, the first thing we do is what we call an ADU property report. So instead of going around people to talk about the ADU, and sometimes you're not comfortable to get information from an architect that you don't know you're gonna hire or not, right? Or a contractor that you will bid with him, but it's a kind of not so comfortable. So we create what we call this report. This report, it gives you everything. It's a 10-page report with the rental income in the area, with where the utilities are located, the distance that you have to trench, what is the best floor plan for that property. We suggest floor plans. We consult with the city before to make sure what we suggesting is doable. So, and then we charge, of course, for that. But the thing is, if a homeowner is willing to spend like $200,000 or $300,000 in ADU to pay for a $500 report that is fully refunded once he move forward with us, it's a very good way to get the information without having to contact a lot of people.
I like that your top tip is come see me. No, at the end of the day, you
And no,
all
it's
this
information, right? I just
and
trying
you
to tell how I provide the information.
Yeah.
But the information is crucial. The more information, the better.
Tell us when you're not working, what are your hobbies?
Oh, I have 2 young children, a 15-year-old daughter, a teenager in high school, and an 11-year-old boy. They give me a lot of work. And I like sports. I like to surf. We have what we call a board meeting, Simon and Paul. That's one of my favorite things to do. Friday, 7 a.m. with a day like that to start the day. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
Barbecue.
He's an excellent barbecue. So you've given us a lot of wonderful information today, Rafael. We have 2 more things. Number one, if someone wanted to refer you, if they had an opportunity, someone is interested in an ADU, what would be the best way for them to reach you?
You can call me, tell me to call me, or if you give a referral, if you want to call me first and explain, because in the end of the day, the sooner we get inside information of what the homeowner wants, the better. So when we have this referral, we have people that know this potential prospect, the more information we share, better. So if you call me first and talk about the story, and then I'll contact and approach with the report, and that would be the best way. I have my emails, my website, social media. I'm getting better on that, I think. So we're there.
Yeah, in preparation for this interview, I did a lot of time on Rafael's website. He has an excellent website, so there'd be another good area or a good location you could send a potential referral, because he has a lot of examples. He has a gallery, so you see a garage conversion, attached, detached. There's a lot of information there too, and it certainly has all his contact information. One of the things we do at BTN is we talk about what does BTN mean to me, and historically we would pick someone in the room. And for today, we're going to do that as a part of this interview. Rafael, kind of a shift. Instead of what BTN means to you, tell us, what has BTN done for your business? Give us an example of how BTN has helped your business.
Yeah, first of all, I end up meeting all of you guys, the members, the BTN, because when I decided to pursue this project of building ADUs, I needed a crew to help me achieve that. So that's why I end up 7 a.m. in a Tuesday morning in the Newport Beach Tennis Club a few years ago. Without the members here, the vendors, the subcontractors, I wouldn't be anything. And as a matter of fact, when you first ask about the biggest advantage I have compared to the others, I think one big one, besides the experience, is the team. The team that I have behind me to give me the support. This is unbelievable. I'll give you 2 examples here in this. I have a lot, but I'll give 2 examples. There was a job in Dana Point that Simon and I designed. It's an ADU and a junior ADU attached to the house. But because of the regulations, the development standards, we could call the ADU and junior ADU. So, and because we needed to put those addition and the junior ADU to fit in the setbacks. It turned out that the project became very expensive, because at the end we had the addition with 1 bathroom, but then we have two kitchens. So in the meeting with Johnny Bryan, we're trying to lower the cost, because the electrical and plumbing was double the price, and it was a deal breaker. So Johnny and I with the meeting, Johnny looked at the plans and he looked at, hey, why don't we do 1 big ADU here, just 1? We connect the stairs here, we get rid of this. So I just built 1 kitchen and 1 bathroom, and we lower the cost. And I look and say, hey, I pick up the phone right now in front of Johnny. Simon, can we do this? Can we do this? I think so, let me check. And then few hours later, Simon called me back and said, yes, we can. So that's a teamwork. And the value I provide to my client, because I opened the plan later on and I explained what we're gonna do, there's a big deal. Another example, I built an above garage unit in Fullerton, and the house was nice, beautiful, and the tenants were there for 2 years. And then when the tenants left the house and there's a new tenant coming in, remove all the furniture, the flooring was cracked and all the damage that the furniture does with that and time. And then the homeowner called and say, hey, look at that, there's a problem here and there, blah, blah, blah. And I call Chris from Sharon Son and say, Chris, can you look at this? And Chris look at all the flooring, went there, and then, you know what, let's do this, let's repair the whole flooring. It's not gonna happen, we're gonna fix this, it's not gonna work, so repair. So I repaired the whole flooring for the new tenant. But every time I speak with a homeowner and we talk about price, and normally homeowners try to get the lowest price possible. And I say, if you look for price, you're not good, look for quality. And then I mentioned this example, this guy helped me. So guys, the team is a big deal for my work. And that's what BTN means to me.
Awesome. Wow. So now that we know a little more about Rafael and his business, let's see what we can do to help share our information with potential clients, because I think you can see from meeting the man today and hearing his story that he would be a really good place to send your clients. So usually after a presentation, we leave a couple of minutes, so we'll take 2 questions. So if somebody wants to, so I got Simon and Peter. Peter Collins. So,
okay. Not a question. I just want to say something about Rafael and his work ethic and his ability to take on any project. Rafael's first ADU is sitting in my backyard. And when he says one of the benefits of being in BTN is having this team around him, over a dozen members of BTN worked for Rafael on my ADU. $150,000 budget. I thought my wife had passed away, so I thought I was going to live in it and rent out my house. So we made it really nice. I added a lot of upgrades to it, so it went up to almost 200. But right now I'm renting it out, and it's $2,800 in my pocket every month. So 1,000 thank yous. And he was able to foresee problems that we were going to have with the city, sewer, electrical. It's attached to my house, so we had a common wall issue that Rafael knew right away and took care of it. It ran smoothly. The only thing, it was done during COVID, just happened when we were finishing it. Yeah. So we didn't get BTN all in there to have a big party and celebrate because of everybody was wearing masks and restricted to their own homes. But 1,000 thank yous, Rafael. I'm so proud that your ADU is in my backyard. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Also not a question which maybe people can ask more questions, and I could probably talk for hours about the benefits of working with Rafael. But I do want to say one important thing, and that is he is there from the beginning through the end. I mean, he is involved since day one, and he guides the client all the way through as project manager, builder, expert, ADU expert, you name it. And that's really great, because a lot of times I'm only involved in a small portion of the project. And I think what happens often is that the clients don't realize the benefit of someone like that until it's too late, or until they work with someone else and they come back and say, oh wow, that's full service. So it's a pleasure to work with you every time, Rafael. You and I go to recommendation for ADUs.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah.
What I heard there is, Peter, when your tenant leaves and you get a new tenant and it's turnover, there's a big BTN party.